Hey, welcome back. So for this video, we are going to create this product here. It's this revolved piece. Before we begin, let's make sure we create our new document. And we are going to change our workspace units. We want to have inches, and then we also want to use our mass unit of a pound. Go ahead and accept that. So we are working on our right plane for step one. So let's go ahead and make sure we create a sketch, and it is on the right plane. And let's go ahead and reorient this to the right side. Now for step two, we're just creating two construction lines. So go ahead and click on this. You can also use the letter Q and an L for line. So I'm making this cross right straight through the origin. Notice we're on the origin. And for this line, I do want to select the midpoint, click on the line, and then click on the origin. Now we're adding our second line. Notice I've clicked on construction and I clicked on line. So I'm clicking right on the origin, or directly on the origin, and hovering up, making sure that it's a vertical line. Let's go ahead and show our constraint. I have a vertical line that's connected to the origin, and then I have a horizontal line. Now for step three, we are creating this feature right here. Notice these two lines right here are not horizontal. They are added diagonal. So let's go ahead and start with the bottom. And also keep in mind that we are setting this line up here as a midpoint. We will do that at the end. All right, so let's get array. I'm removing my constraints for now. So I'm going ahead and drawing above the construction line, another vertical line, horizontal, a vertical line, a diagonal, vertical, horizontal, vertical that's connected. So what's going on here, we're creating this relationship where this dot or this point is now horizontal to the other point that's across. Let's do the same down here with this diagonal. Notice the dimensions do not matter right now. All right, so this one right here, I'm going to go here. And notice this is not a vertical line, but I will fix that immediately. So I'm clicking on V for vertical, and now it's a vertical line. All right, so now this line right here needs to be a midpoint, or we need to create a midpoint between this point here and this line. So we're good there. And let's check our constraints. Horizontal, vertical, vertical, horizontal. This line's horizontal as well. What? Nope, this one's not, but it is perpendicular to this line, so making it horizontal. So we're good. Gotta make sure this is not horizontal, not horizontal either. All right, we're good. So now we're going to set 5 or 10 different lines equal. And let's go ahead and do this. So I click on the equal feature. I'm clicking equal here, equal there, and do the same for this. Our two vertical pieces here. This is equal to this piece. And then finally, I'm going to zoom in. This is equal to that. We were asked to make these 5 relationships. So here's our first one, our second one, our third one, our fourth, and then our fifth. So we're good. Now we're going to add our dimensions. So let's select our dimension tool. So let's start off with this dimension here. And in this case, we're adding a value of 0.25. This is a quarter of an inch. And notice how everything is readjusting because of the relationships we have just created. All right, so let's go ahead and add a relationship for this one here. So this is 1.5. Now we're adding a dimension for this line here. And this one has a value of 1.625. I'm going to go ahead and add a value for this one here. So I'm clicking on this top line and then this angled line. And this will give us a degree. All right. I'm going to move that up here. So we have 4 values that we have just added. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're good to go. For step 6, we are adding 4 diameter dimensions to these points here. 1, 2, 3, 4 with these values. Let's start with the smallest. I'm clicking on this dot, and this line I go below the construction line, and this will have a value of 0.5. I click on this dot, our construction line, and this will have a value of 1. Clicking on this point, our construction line, hover below, and this will have a value of 2.75. I'm creating this one here. Now I'll do the same for this point here. So I hover below, I go over, and this has a value of 3. This is looking good. And notice now how every line and every dot is black. This means that our object is well defined. So at this point, we can go ahead and click accept. So now for step 7, we are creating our 3-dimensional object. So let's go ahead and click on this button here to get an angled view. And now we want to click on this, Revolve. So our face and sketch regions to revolve will be this one here. And make sure you're in solid. Do not click surface, we're on solid. Our revolve axis is now this construction line here, the one that was horizontal. And right away, we develop our 3-dimensional object. And we just click accept. And we can move it around, and there it is. For step 8, we're just changing the name of our part 1 to wheel. So go ahead and right click on this, rename wheel. For step 9, we're going to edit the appearance. So right click, edit appearance. And they want us to change the color, so go ahead and choose whatever color you want. The changes are immediate. You can go to mixer and change from whatever color you want. And this is pretty quick. I'll go with this color and accept. For step 11, we're going to change the material. So go ahead and right click on wheel, assign a material. And at this point, go ahead and look up cast and select cast iron and accept. Now for step 12, we're going to check our mass properties so that we can see what pounds we get, and we'll use this for the self-check in the next step. So go ahead and click on mass properties, select your part, and whatever value you see here, go ahead and use that for the self-check in the next page. Thanks for watching. Keep on going.